Hello, Aries. How are we, my loves? Happy February. So, this is going to be your month ahead reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, any placements, cross watchers. Hi. Because it's February, we are going to be using the Victorian Romantic Tarot, and to go inside with that, we are using the Oracle of Victorian Symbols and Gothic Tales. Now the Deluxe edition. It's by the lovely Maria Alvez Hernando, and I will drop all the links in the description box below. So, I hope you're doing okay, Aries. Hope life has been treating you well. We get through January, hurrah. So I'm going to pull a card, just one first of all, from the Oracle of Victorian Symbols, and let's see if that is going to maybe, just to see if that is going to have a theme for us. Okay, let's see. Okay, so wow, how amazing is this? So we have got right out the bat transformation, fan bloody tastic. The Aries, you are going to be coming into the spotlight later on this year, which I know you absolutely love. We're also having there's also going to be a lot of activity happening with the Venus retrograde is going to take place in Aries. So if you've got Venus in Aries, you're going to be in for an interesting time. Venus retrogrades don't happen every year, okay? They happen, for 14 to 18 months. So it's just out, it's within every 2 years, but it's out with every year. And they really highlight all the parts of our life that Venus has got to do with. So yes, love, relationships, our quality of said relationships. Romantic partners, could be a time for romantic partners to come back in the scene, or it's oftentimes, it can be a time for breakups, etc. And then with the added pressure as well, added pressure, I don't know, but there is Valentine's Day coming up as well. Some people hold a lot of stock with that, other people don't. I don't tend to personally, because it's like, if you need a day to express how much you love your partner, then, there's a question to ask yourself there. However, this transformation card is really interesting because it's like this kind of a alchemical science type looking setup, but this bottle in the middle, it looks very ornate, and it kind of looks a bit like a heart. It just reminds me of that kind of with the colours, etc. And what I would say is the keyword being transformation and it being a 3, the number of the card is 3. So consider to yourself, what part of you needs to transform. What area of your life needs a transformation. So that's what I would suggest, you look into. And what we'll do as well is we will look at the cards, we will look and see what cards come up that can indicate a further transformation, or if this transformation is coming, and invariably it is, because I think it's the 7th of July, something like that, something around that time, Saturn and Neptune is moving into your sign this year, Aries. This is a big deal, okay? When Saturn moves, it's a big deal. When Neptune moves, it's an even bigger deal, because Neptune is, as you may or may not know, it's one of the outer planets. So when that moves, it's a time to herald big changes, like this card suggests, transformations. Okay, so we will put that up there. As I say, we are using the Victorian Romantic Tarot. I thought I would get a bit soft and squidgy since it is February readings. Okay, let's have a look and see. So, okay, oops. There's the Lovers just jumped out in a clump, so I'm not going to take it, but interesting that it should appear. What's going on with you, Aries? What's going on with your love life, Aries? That's what I want to know. Or Aries placements. Okay, so some cards, please, for Aries. Okay, we've got the Page of Swords. We've got the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Cups. Six of Pentacles. Seven of Wands. And the Four of Swords. Okay, Aries. And at the bottom of the deck, we have got the Knight of Wands. Aries, what are you doing? What is going on? Seriously. I know what my intuition is sparking about, but I'm going to just wait and see, you know, like once we see these cards kind of lined up with each other. Right. Okay, what's this? What is this opening gambit? Now, the Knight of Wands is always an interesting card, and it's one of my kind of when it shows up in a romance card, a romance reading, okay, it depends what side they fence. If somebody comes to me looking for a long-term relationship and they've met someone and they present as a Knight of Wands, I'll say, listen, this person is here for a good time, not a long time. Now, is that you, Aries? Is that the energy that you're moving into? Or is there somebody round about you who is perceiving that energy? I feel that it's you, though. You know, it's like we've got these two pages. We've got a Page of Swords and we've got a Page of Cups, right? So it's like, these are, I mean, in actual fact, I think that Page of Swords, it looks a bit like Boudica. So I mean, where are you fighting, Aries? I mean, we know you like a good scrap. I mean, let's be honest. You real be margy like a scrap, but it feels like, you know, you have been fighting, Aries. You know, you've got Seven of Wands here. You know, you've been defending yourself, and I think you've been defending yourself to the point where it's starting to make sense. You know, you're starting to make more sense of things, and I think battling through this transformation or getting ready to battle through a transformation. Now, I know personally quite a few Aries, and yous have been put through the mill recently. You know, last year, 18 months, it's not been easy if you've been an Aries. There has been a lot of times where you've had to defend yourself. You've maybe felt helpless. I feel like this Five of Pentacles isn't necessarily like the poverty, the impoverished in a financial sense. I feel like it's more kind of like this to me looks like a mother and child, possibly a mother and son, and what it feels like is there's been a kind of lack or distance. Maybe there's been like a kind of loss by a parental figure or something like that, but it does, what it looks like to me in just looking at these cards is it's as if there's a familiar relationship between these three cards, mainly because of the red hair. You know, it's like, so if we take that, right, because it's really calling to me, there is this warrior type energy where and it's because it's a page, so you've had to learn how to fight. You've had to learn how to fight with your thoughts. Maybe you're thinking a lot, and then also as well, this Knight of Wands has got red hair too. See, there seems to be some kind of story going on here. Might just because it's a Victorian romantic and maybe they just liked people with red hair. I don't know, but it's speaking to me, and what it feels like is Aries, you have had to learn to fight. You've had to learn to fight for your rights, fight for your voice, fight for your way of thinking, your way of expressing yourself to the world. And if I have a Pentacles here, and it's almost been like there's been some kind of, it's as if you've been being silenced in some way, and you've had to retreat back to almost into your inner child. If this isn't directly related to a parent, then it feels like it's indicating that you've had to really go and search your inner child, and comfort your inner child, and give comfort to them after a period of loss, after a period of fighting. And it's just like, and now with this Page of Cups, it's like you're re-emerging in this kind of this sort of innocence, learning how to love again, Aries. Learning, in fact, it could be for some of you, learning how to love for the first time in your lives. Maybe what you thought was love before, it wasn't, you know, and you find yourself in this vulnerable position where you're susceptible to Knight of Wands energy. And people, and I mean, it's not gender specific, you know, it could be male, could be female. It's just someone coming into your life or having been round about your life where you suddenly realise actually their intentions have not been good for you. You know, the intentions that they had for you and your life and your well-being have not been the best, and it could be, I mean, there's nothing really to indicate it, but perhaps for some of you, you know, there could be a separation, or there could be a loss of a relationship. It's just that kind of Six of Pentacles energy as well, you know, it's coming through. And it's like the Six of Pentacles is a card of Taurus, right? And it's a card where Taurus is very given, you know, it's your sign, it's a sign next to you, it's your next door neighbour. And you know, there's some astrologers that will say, well, the signs that are next door to each other can't see each other, and you probably can't. But there is some similarities in energy. You know, you're the creator of things, and Taurus is the builder of things. So you create things, and perhaps this current situation that you're going through, Aries, you need to speak to Taurus. You know, you need to speak to a Taurus, or you need to kind of ask for help. And that's incredibly difficult for an Aries to do because you're very proud. Okay? Taurus is stubborn, but Aries is proud. And you like to think you can do everything yourself because you're the beginning of the zodiac. But at the same time, Aries, please ask for help. Help's there. You know, Aries, if you're listening to this and you're watching this and you know a Taurus, ask them for help. Because they'll help you. You know, if a Taurus loves you, they will help you. They will really, they'll do their absolute best to take the pain away. And if they can't take the pain away, then they'll sit with you in it. And they'll hold your hand if you need your hand held, or they'll just be there. You know, they'll just create space, and they'll just hold space for you. And that's what we're incredibly good at doing. So if you're sitting there, Aries, and you're sitting there thinking, I need a friend, then reach out to a Taurus. Right? Because we like to be of use, we like to help people. And we hate to think you were friends in pain. Okay, Aries. Your Seven of Wands here it feels very much like you're defending your position. It doesn't feel like you're on the attack. It feels like you've been through some kind of thing, Aries. Some sort of circumstance. And it's had a transformative effect in your life. And really, you're having to defend yourself now. You're having to defend your choices. And it's exhausting. Aries, it is utterly exhausting. So please, with this Four of Swords here, right? This Four of Swords is indicating to me that if you don't rest, then the rest will be done for you. Okay, it's a card de Libra, which is your opposite sign in the zodiac. Okay, it's your opposition sign. So please take heed, Aries. Take the rest that you need and allow that transformation to take place. Transformation, people, I think people kind of over romanticize the idea of transformation. They think, oh, it's this wonderful thing, oh, it's like a butterfly, blah blah blah. But it's like the pain of transformation is a real thing, because you're leaving things behind that are familiar. You could be leaving people behind, you could be leaving places behind that are familiar. But in order for you to do what you want to do, or what you feel that you're being called to do, difficult choices have to be made. Okay, maybe you need to be the Knight of Wands for a while. Maybe you just need to express yourself in a different way to what you've been used to expressing yourself. I feel like for some of you, it's like this kind of you've suddenly found yourself having freedom, and you might not necessarily have wanted that. I keep getting really strongly that for some of you there has been like a kind of breakdown in a relationship, and you're just kind of not quite sure just where you are, what you're doing, who you're with, etc, etc. But please, as I say, reach out for the help with your friends, and take time for self-care, take time to really work out what your next moves are. Use that energy of the Emperor, who is your ruling card. Use the Emperor's energy to strategize what your next moves are. Okay, Aries, so I hope that makes sense. Please don't feel bad. I mean, transformation, it is difficult, we know that. And if you've needed somebody to say that transformation is difficult, then consider it this reading. Okay, so I wish you a lovely February, and I hope that everything works out, and I will see you in March. If you would like to book a personal reading, then the details will be in the description box below. Okay, lots of love, Aries. Take care. Bye bye.